and not talk about each other's mamas. All right, GHJ is translated 5 to the left, 2 units up. What are the coordinates of J prime? So all we care about is not the whole triangle, just that one point J. Translate just means to move or to slide it. So we go 5 to the left. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 up. So so here's J prime.
J prime.
So don't trust the numbers on here. Actually count the spaces from the center. So we go 1, 2 to the left, so we know our x value is 2. We go 1, 2, 3, 4 up, so we know our y value is 4. And there's your answer. So if you put 2, 5, I can understand that, but you have to be able to recognize, don't trust, especially not these numbers. These numbers are terrible. Okay, always count it yourself. All right. Number 2, a lot of people have trouble with this one simply because they say, oh, these shapes aren't facing the same way. I can't do it. All you need to do, look at the letters. If it says A is similar to Q, that means Q goes in the same spot that A went. R goes in the same spot that B went. S is going to be over here, and T is down there. Okay. We fill in our side lengths. Whatever, it's close enough. It says ST is 20, and QT is what we're solving for. Okay? Like most times in life, we're looking for a QT. Yeah, okay. Okay, so we make our key. You can call it whatever you want.
Big Mama.
Big Mama if you want to. Focus. We pick a side from our, let's say, if our big is 20, what does that correspond to on the small shape?
12. Wait, what? 12.
We see 20 and 12. Then we have X, and X corresponds to?
8. It says 8 right?
2.
If X and 10.
10.
Okay? Now we have a proportion. How do we solve it? We cross multiply. 20 times 10 is 200. Divided by 12. Well, 12 goes into 20. One time. 12 goes into 80. 6 times. So that's 72. So that 8's just going to keep repeating. So we get 16.6 repeat. Number 3. Yes. Anytime we talk about sequences, your first step should always be to make the table. We have N, which represents our position. Okay. Remember, position always starts at 1 and works its way up. The values, we're looking for which of these, which of our 4 answers is going to be the correct values. So to figure that out, we go one number at a time. If N is 1, we put that into our expression here. So we say, what's 2 times 1 minus 1 plus 3? So 1 minus 1 is 0 times 2 plus 3, 3. So when N is 1, the value is 3, which means our answer is not B or C. So we go to the, okay, we go to the next one. If n is 2, we have 2 times 2 minus 1 plus 3. So that's 1 times 2, 2 plus 3. Yes. So we can see a pattern. We could keep going. Whoops. If we wanted to be extra sure. So 2 times 2 is plus 3. So it does work all the way through. Okay? Number 4, I don't feel like writing all the workout again. So, okay. So for number 4, kind of a lot going on here. We want to know who paid the smallest amount of the bill, so we need to figure out how much each person paid of the bill. Well, Benny's easy. Benny paid $10. Okay. Marion paid 20%. So to find 20% of the bill, you take the total, which is 48.4, times 20% is a decimal, which is 0.2. And that gives us $9.68. We're getting there. Okay. Okay. To get what Michael paid, 2 ways you can do this. One way is to turn 3/8 into a decimal, which is 0.375, and then multiplying that times 48.4. The other way is you can actually work it out by multiplying the fractions. So we take 48.4 times 3, which gives us numbers 145.2. And then we divide that by 8. And that gives us all this mess right here. So that gives us how much Michael paid. Okay? Then it said Lisa paid the rest. So we get that. We need to figure out how much the first 3 people paid. So we add up their totals. And then we take that away from the total bill. And so Lisa paid $10.57. So then, looking at those 4 amounts, who paid the least? Marion. Okay. Number 5, most people got this one, which is good, because I actually maybe taught you something. I don't know. We look at the pattern. What's happening every time? It's going up by 4. If we are repeatedly adding 4, what does that mean? That means it's going to be 4 times n. And then we don't really need to on this one because there's only one choice that looks like that. But if there wasn't, we could check this. We could say, if we say n is 1, then we have 4 times 1, and it's supposed to equal 1. But 4 times 1 is 4. So how do we get from 4 back to 1? Minus 3. So that's how you can come up with a rule if it wasn't multiple choice. Right?
I did it in my head.
Okay.
I just picked the one that looked like it was relevant to the...
Number 6. Again, we're looking for the pattern here. This one is a little different in that it skips numbers. So we need to look for us. If this is how much he makes for some number of hours, we want to know how much does he make per hour. So we can look from 4 to 6. How many hours did he work?
6. Oh, 1.
No, that's 2. Okay? And how much money did he? That was weird. Roland saw it. How much money did he make in those 2 hours? So if he made $15 in 2 hours, how much did he make in 1 hour? How do we get that? Something's wrong with my everything here.
I know, it's like flickering.
Yeah, that's because I'm recording. This does work out to 7.5. So he's making $7.5 per hour. So we can say, so this is at least part of the rule. And again, they're nice to you. All right. We could check this. If we say, what's 7.5 times 4? Is 30. So we could, if this was an actual test, I would check all of these, but since we have like 10 minutes left, we're not going to. We can assume this is the correct answer? Yes. Plus, we're gonna try to go quick before my board explodes. All right. All right. This one, this is like the easiest problem on there. If it's $42 a month and they rent it for a year, that'd be $42 times, which is 504 what? Go home, bored. You're drunk. All right. Okay.
I did 15 in the 400, and then there was 26, and then I did it by like 15s, and it said that 1 out of every 15 is effective.
Okay. So, Joey's got every important part of this that we need. 1 out of every 15 is bad. That means there's 1 bad for every 15 total. So we're halfway to what here? So this would be how many bad out of 400, which does pretty much work out to, since 400 times 1 is 400, this is just 400 divided by. This does work out to 2, 6, 6. Since we get 10 as our remainder, that's just going to keep repeating. So this would be 26.6 repeating, but since you can't have part of a bulb, we'd say about how many would be bad? We say about 27. Okay. Don't hate. All right. Everybody's favorite. Okay. No. We're short on time. I do. So we can call this, I don't know, we can call this one. And Okay.
Oh, wow.
What? Okay. Okay, Sergio, sit down. All right. So we have we pick a side we know from Ricky Jr. 6, and that goes with
8. Oh, 9.
haha, yeah. All right.
How did I know that?
Pick another side from A and H. So we just cross multiply.
72.
Divided by 6
12.
is 12. So the answer is 12. So what's Joey's height? 12. Actually, it's units. There you go.
How dare you disgrace my name?
All right, number 10. Okay. All right. 2 ways you can do this. Two ways you can look at this. You can either look at how much she paid, and I would prefer you did it this way, because once you saw the proportion, you're done. So we look at, if she got a 20% discount, how much did they actually pay?
20% less.
So they paid 20% less than 100, which is 80. So if you solve this proportion, you'll get the exact answer. The other way you can do this is you can solve for how much money she got as a discount by finding the 20%. But what would you have to do with that amount? Not times it. If I tell you get a $10 discount, how would you figure out how much you paid?
By finding out how much the total was.
Okay, if I told you the total was $50 and you get $10 off, how did you get that? Subtract. So if you do it this way, at the end you have to subtract the total amount minus the discount, which is why I prefer you doing it this way. Because a lot of 8th graders, once they saw the proportion, if they got 24 as the answer here, they're going to be like, oh, 24 is an answer. I'm going to circle it. Okay? So that's why it's usually better to make it so that the proportion, when you solve it, the answer you get is the correct one.
I didn't even have to do proportion. You could see that 20%.
Take this off. So before we go, shout outs to Brennan, Kara, New Jasmine, Chris, Gabby, Maddie, Ricky, Eddie, Heather, Stephanie, Sasha, Old Jasmine, New Girl, Joey, Gavin, Cody,
Sergio's a loser.
Marco, Roland, Thalia, Nathan, Bill, Jordan, not Lindsay but Cassandra, Brooke,
Mr. Giggity back there.
John, happy he's an Asian caser, and Kaylin.
Oh, it's Quagmire.
Okay. So, also don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. If Benny, we should be done. If Benny tosses 5 pennies, what is the probability he'll get heads the first time? 1/2. What's the probability he'll get heads the second time?
1/2.
It's still 1/2.
How?
What's the probability he'll get heads the third time?
1/2.
How about the fourth time? And the fifth time?
It's 5 out of 5, right?
No. Okay. Shh. But then listen. Since we want the probability of all of these happening together, though, we have to multiply these 5 numbers, which is not really that bad. What's 1 times 1 times 1 times 1? 2 times 2 times 2 times 2? It's not 10.
We will not have Bible club meeting in the morning. There will not be Bible club in the morning. Thank you.
We done? We got a meeting.
Do we keep
All
the
right.
paper?
Keep that paper. We're going to do part 2 tomorrow. Good job today. Sergio.
What?